Hi, everyone. This is Sifu right here talking with you again. Welcome to another episode of the Samlo Taoism Awesome broadcast. So today we're going to talk about a topic that is related to the topic we talked about last week, which is the Qi. So Qi is just like saying energy, but you got to understand what this Qi is. It's actually way simpler than you think. A lot of people have been kind of overhyped about this word, and whenever it comes to Qi, there are people who instantly think that it's a scam. Okay, it's not real. It's not real because what they know or what they think Qi is basically like those invisible forces which you can kind of like punch someone from a distance without touching them, or you can kind of like hold on to their arm and then suddenly boom, and they will kind of fly away, like that kind of magical craziness. A lot of scams like that are all over the internet, and usually they're related to martial art, because these people just have nothing to do, okay? They just want to make money. So they're doing these kind of stuff to trick people to believe in their stuff and pay lots of money to learn. And it's just insane. But that is not the real Qi. Now, what is Qi? Here, I want to use some super easy to understand example. When we are talking for like a long extended period of time, like how I am talking right now, okay? I am talking for hours and hours a day making videos. Back then, I was making my YouTube talk show, and usually I just keep talking for about 2 hours non-stop. After I'm done, I feel like I'm so drained. All my energy is gone. Well, that's right. That's the energy. That's the Qi. When you talk, the Qi comes out of you, and it does cost you the Qi to talk. So in Chinese, when we are trying to lecture someone, like you're lecturing your kids or the student, something like that, and then they are not listening. They're kind of like rolling their eyes back and not really paying attention, and they're not in the mood to listen to any teachings, right? So in that situation, we say, we are just sai hei talking to you. Sai hei meaning wasting the Qi. Now, why is it wasted? Because my Qi is coming out of the body, right? Through the lecturing. But at the same time, no one is absorbing, or no one is accepting or keeping it. So it's like I keep making food, I keep like outputting food and putting food on the table, but no one's eating it. That's a waste. So that's right. It's just so simple, right? So when I'm talking to you and you're not listening, that's sai hei, because no one is actually listening. No one is taking the Qi. Oh, it's so simple. Look at that. You can absorb and take the Qi by listening to someone talking, or like singing, talking, any form of verbal output, right? When they're outputting the Qi, you listen. There goes the Qi. It's so simple. when we are cheering for a game, let's say someone is playing basketball or soccer or something like that, okay, that kind of sport game, there is what we call the 打氣, 打氣, to inject the chi. And what you do is, well, you scream, right? You scream and you cheer for the team. By doing that, you are giving chi to that team because the team listens and acknowledges your voice. So to them, when they hear all that noise going on, all the screaming, it actually does motivate them to keep going and go, 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 you know. It just motivates. Now, how come it motivates? Because energy went into their body and they get it. The energy pumps and push their own energy and make them want to keep going, to better, run faster, etc. So, yeah, you can see chi is not that hard to understand, right? But now, okay, in this lesson, we're going to talk about the 3 types of chi and how we actually output them, how we actually use them, okay? So when we are outputting the chi, we are talking, okay? Like ba 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 ba. When we are spending the energy to talk, we can talk in many different ways. So usually the normal way that we use is the middle tone, that like normal talking, middle tone, right? Like right now I'm talking, that's middle tone. Middle tone, it's what we call the zhong hei. Zhong is the center, or you can say middle center, okay? Zhong hei. Now this chi is, it's very neutral, right? It's neutral. Neutral means it's not positive and it's not negative. It's like when I'm just trying to call your name and reach you, okay? I'm trying to reach you. But number one is it's not positive. What that means is that I'm not trying to tell you anything to remember. I'm not trying to give you any information. And at the same time, it's not negative. That means that I'm not trying to tell you to do something for me or to spend your energy for me. I'm just calling your name to make contact. And that's neutral. Like I'm not here to plus or minus. I'm just here to make contact. That's basically the middle voice. So that requires your zhong hei. Okay, zhong hei. When we see a person is speaking loudly, clearly, and you feel like he can call the name of anyone and they will immediately look over and say, hey, what's up? Like that. That kind of person, that kind of voice, we describe it as 中氣十足, meaning that the 中氣 is very full. And that's why he can contact and connect with other people easily by using his voice. Now, the next 2 is a little bit more complex and also more specific. One is the positive and one is the negative. The positive one we call the yang hei. Yang is the Cantonese of yang, Y-A-N-G, yang. And the negative is yam hei, yam hei. Yum is negative. In Mandarin is yin, okay, Y-I-N, yin. So there's the positive chi and the negative chi, or you can say positive energy or negative energy. Positive energy is like when you output this message for the other side to keep. You are positive. You output. They become negative. They will intake and accept. And there's this negative chi, which is low voice, and you are negative, right? So you are requesting something. You are you're the negative side. You're wanting something from the other side. Okay, you want to request or you want to take away things from the other side. That's negative. Now, in a real life example, we often speak in the middle tone, which is the zhong hei, because we're kind of neutral all the time. But it becomes very boring if we keep going neutral tone. And that's why sometimes we will raise the tone. We'll raise it up or go down like that. So the tonation changes the property of the chi, of the energy that you output by talking. Now you will be you will be kind of thinking, hey, how does this relate to, all that Taoism practice and all that Qigong and all that stuff? How does it relate to that? The first thing that you might, but you will not know is how we chant, how we say the spells and all that stuff when we're doing our chanting. We do not only use the monotone, the middle tone all the time. So let's say a spell, right? A little passage is like "Gap gap yu la leng, gap gap yu la leng." Okay, so this is the middle tone, "Gap gap yu la leng." Now, sometimes when we are chanting, we will be chanting in the positive tone, the upper high pitched tone, and it sounds like those opera singing. So instead of saying like "Gap gap yu la leng" like this, okay, this is the center. It will be like something like that. Okay, more high pitch, and of course you need to kind of warm up your voice to get there. But anyway, so there goes the high pitch, right? High pitch. And there's the low pitch. Okay, so yeah, sometimes you see like they're chanting like low tone. Okay, so yeah, you do use different tones. Why so? Well, because we want the spell, the power of the spell, to come out as positive or as negative effect, like different kind of power. Just for example, right, we're doing the purifying spells. So there are different ways to purify the energy of things. The positive way, like the high pitch, positive method will allow the Tao's power to come down, and it empowers. It's like giving extra energy on top of whatever this place have. It's like adding more things to it. That's positive. It energizes. It's empowered. It give more power on top. That is the positive kind of purifying. The negative way of purifying is to remove whatever is inside that is impure. It's like removing the impurities inside things. And that is the negative method. And then there is also the neutral method to purify. The neutral method, basically it tells the Tao, which is the upper power, to tell them to do the job right away, and I'm neutral, so you can do whatever is needed. That's also one way to do it. So different tonation will change the chi property when you speak, when you're outputting by using your voice. So in a normal daily life, how does it apply? How does all these things apply to your daily life for a normal person? Well, first of all, you need to understand that when people are talking to you, okay, whenever they are talking to you, you are listening, and you are at the same time you are absorbing their chi. So when you talk to someone and they are kind of sad and well, you see, like the inside of them is very negative. Like they're sad, they're not satisfied. Maybe they just lost their dog or whatever. Okay, like unhappy stuff, right? Not happy. All that stuff inside them. Well, you might think that you're nice, like kind of being nice by, sit there talking to them, listening to their story and that kind of stuff. But at the same time, you have to realize that you are not nice to yourself. Because the more you do this, you are eating the chi for them. Like they have all these bad energy, like these negative energies inside their body. They have too much. They cannot digest it. And so they're finding different people to eat a portion of it, to distribute the load to people around them. And that's exactly why after telling people your sad story, you feel better. Because that negative chi inside you is now reduced. Where did it go? Well, it went to your friend. The person who was listening to your story. So in real life, you see, it's so easy to pick up or to eat the chi for someone else. So you got to be careful, because whenever people are venting their emotions by talking to you, it is actually a way to transfer that chi to you as well. And a bit of negative chi, the sadness and all that unhappy stuff go into you. Even if you are happy, if you are all positive and all cheerful and stuff, that negative thing is going to come in and kind of shave off your happiness, right? It's like two kinds of, like two different bottle of water. Okay, your own bottle of water is warm to hot, that kind of temperature. Their water is like ice, almost freezing, right? Now they talk to you, it's like, oh, they're pouring their water into your bottle. So even you are kind of warm and hot, well, after all that talking, you're going to get cold and you're going to get freezing. That's basically how it works, because they keep pouring the cold water into your hot water bottle. So how do we go about that? How do we fix this problem if we ate the chi from some, like maybe it's one of your friend that you must talk to them. Like you have to, give your care and all that to that friend. So what to do? How do you deal with the chi that you just intaked? Well, very much the same cycle. Someone gave you the chi, and you try to dissolve it, but it's too much for you. So you have to find a way to vent the chi out to somewhere that can take it and eat it for you, so that you don't have to suffer from this excessive chi built up inside your body. Now, if there are chi built up in a body and it cannot go away for a while, then they will kind of what we call harden and become a very stubborn, obstructing force inside your body. And what that does is it will create some kind of obstruction or obstacles for your own chi flowing system, for your own body. And what that does is it will stop your body from operating. So yeah, when you have a lot of chi inside you, you will first start to not want to eat. Or maybe you want to eat, but you just don't have the appetite. It's like you start eating a bit and then you feel full already. And it doesn't make sense. It's like, I just ate a bit of things, and then how come I'm all full and don't want to eat anymore? And that is exactly what happened when the chi inside your body is stucking everywhere. It's just not going to work. It's going to clog your body up, like how you clog the toilet. So to remove that obstructing force, that chi, you need to vent it out. Well, there are many ways to vent out the chi. For example, you can be singing, you can be going to do some kind of sport and, just vent out your emotion. But that is not enough for most of the case, and it's so time consuming, because imagine right now you have a lot of chi and you want to vent it out, but the fix is like, you need to get dressed and go outside in the rain and then go hiking and do sport. That's a lot of things to do. Okay, so for us, we will vent it back to our Tao, our upper powers. So every day we go to our altar and do some magic work. The magic work allows us to give that excessive chi, or give our chi to the altar side, which is all the gods and deities that you are working with every day. They take the chi that you cannot digest 100%, and they will eat it for you. And what happened if they eat the chi? Well, basically it strengthens your altar, and it's a way to help your altar grow up, but at the same time you are removing the unwanted energies from your body, just like how human can put their waste, their pee and poop back to the farm, and the farm will eat it up, right? Just like it's fertilizer, right? That's basically how it works in nature. Something that you don't want, and other parties will want it, and it will be beneficial for the other party. So when we eat up too much chi daily, we should be going to the altar during our work to transfer that excessive chi to the altar, and that will help your altar power to grow up faster, and at the same time it helps you to balance your life, to get rid of the unwanted chi. Sometimes these unwanted chi can be very, very scary. What I mean is, because these negative chi can contain the thoughts and the thinking pattern and all that stuff of the other people. So when you get it, okay, if this guy is super pessimistic kind of guy, he's always on the negative side, that kind of guy, everything seems hopeless, sad, and it's just this world is bad. Now, after eating his chi, you will start to have these kind of elements introduced to your own logic and thinking pattern, and you will suddenly become very weird and thinking like this person, and everything you do will change. And that's how scary it is, because you will suddenly pick up the characteristic of other people, and they are often not good for you, and that's very scary. So right now you understand what chi actually is, And it's super easy to understand because you can feel yourself, right? Like, oh, I just ran a marathon. Oh, I feel so drained and low in energy. I need food. I need water. I need this. And it's so simple, right? Qi is nothing that mysterious, but you just need someone like me, to lay it out as simple as possible, and you will be able to understand without knowing all the fancy Chinese words. So I hope you like this episode, and we'll see you next week with some other more exciting topic. Okay, so thank you for listening, and we'll be talking again next week. Remember to share, subscribe, like, and etc. And see you next week. Bye-bye.